In a position that to me looked totally abhorrent. Never knew you could sit there for an hour in a position like that. Must have been absolute cruelty.
Well, obviously there's the most aerodynamic position, but then you've got to be able to produce the power in that position. So,
and also everything locks off, your wrists, your elbows, your body goes to sleep, and you're having to fight all that. But that's another thing. But it's a performance that went down into the annals of history, because the history of that hour record, I don't know if you know, he went to ride in Norway in the Hamar Stadium. That was a temporary stadium that was built for the World Championships, and he failed actually. And he said to the commissaires and everybody, listen, I've let you down, we'll come back tomorrow and do this. And everyone's like, man, you don't do this for the hour record. He rocks up the next day and he breaks it.
Well, he was definitely a hard man. I remember from the movie The Flying Scotsman that he was training indoors with no lights on, no interaction, in front of a brick wall. These days the riders sit in front for 2 hours in front of the television watching a movie, but no, he was in a room. He was watching a brick wall for 4 or 5 hours training. But yeah, very hard man, so it doesn't surprise me that he came back the second time to break the record.
Well, it is like the pursuit, you know, you've got to be a hard man to ride it. You've got to be totally focused, put up with the agony and the pain, and you've just got you, the distance and the clock to beat. There's no tactics, you've got nobody else against you. So you've got to be really locked into it. Let me just flag up the first kilometre for these two. Maluik of the Republic of South Africa, 1:12 flat for the first 4 laps, and his opponent from India, Kumar, 1:15.056. There's the midway point split for you, 2:24.371 then from Maluik. And at the moment, our visitor from South Africa here has got the upper hand on his Indian opponent.
Well, back to talking about how things have changed since Graeme O'Brien was training for his 1 hour record, and the pursuiters of today training for their 4 kilometre pursuits. I remember when I came over to the AIS more than 10 years ago, the Australian Institute of Sport that was based in Italy, that I'd heard that the head of Australian cycling at the time, Shane Bannon, he didn't allow music for the riders to listen to music while they were training. So it was a little bit of an old school technique to harden them up, but things have changed. You see the riders in the middle now, the music they listen to for their preparation is a key part of their preparation.
A bit like when I used to train. I know I keep personalising this, but it's the only way I could sort of reflect on your time. And we didn't have things like that, music. But I wouldn't say that the training was not too dissimilar. What's happened here, it's more scientific. It's so much it's control with computers and feedbacks, where it was more by putting faith in you.